Breaking news tonight. Hundreds of protesters blocking the Parkway East.
They are protesting the shooting death of Antwon Rose in East Pittsburgh earlier this week. The protesters marched from the East Pittsburgh police station down Route 30 in Forest Hills to the Parkway East.
They blocked traffic in both directions. Cars have been backed up for miles. Police asking everyone to avoid the area. David Highfield is live on the Parkway, right in the middle of the protest with the latest. David.
Susan and Ken, I have never seen anything like this. The Parkway East in both directions shut down. It has been shut down for more than 2 hours now, and I want to show you, it remains shut down. Some of the protesters left just about 15 minutes ago, but you can see others are refusing to leave. This lady here has a chair in the middle of the Parkway East. Now, over there, you can see some of the semis, some of the traffic that remains blocked here. Those would be heading westbound. Both eastbound and westbound traffic was blocked here, and in fact, at one point, I was told that a truck driver got out of one of those rigs with a tire iron, very upset. Unfortunately, a police officer was nearby and able to tell him to get back into the rig. But these protesters have been chanting all night long. There was a much larger crowd, so we want to show you some video from earlier because they continued to chant, and this started at the East Pittsburgh police station, and that's about 3 miles away. And they marched up Route 30 and then marched right onto the Parkway East, blocking the inbound and outbound lanes, and then they stood there arm in arm facing traffic as they continued to chant. And it's really impossible to say how many people here. Easily hundreds, I would say between 500 and 1,000 at its height. And I want you to listen to some of the chants, some of the things that were said here in the middle of the Parkway tonight.
Who did this? The police did this! The police did this! We shut it down! We shut it down! We shut it down! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! We don't get it! Shut it down! No police! Shut it down!
We made history today. We made history today. Nobody has ever shut down a Parkway East or West. We showed every other city the blueprint.
And certainly history was made tonight. I have never seen a protest group shut down the Parkway East. And I want to show you this direction right now because cars were all blocked up here as well. And police, there were City of Pittsburgh police officers on motorcycles that eventually helped those cars back up and turn around on the Parkway, drive the wrong way to get out of here. But they were here, not able to proceed for at least an hour and a half before that began to happen. And you know, this protest that's still going on right now has been going on for hours tonight. Again, it started in East Pittsburgh outside the police station, and we want to show you just some of what happened along the journey here this evening.
Shut it down! Shut it down!
Some tense moments as protesters and a motorcyclist who was blocked by them clashed. Some demonstrators sat in the middle of Route 30 to block traffic.
Hands up! Don't shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot!
Among the crowd's chants, shut it down as they block cars from going anywhere. People are furious that an East Pittsburgh police officer shot and killed 17-year-old Antwon Rose Jr., who was unarmed and running away at the time. His aunt is one of the marchers.
I'm thinking that the cops should be held accountable. I'm thinking that Antwon should be here. I'm thinking we should not be having this rally because he should be here. He should not have been killed.
Who streets?
The protest started outside the East Pittsburgh police station, but soon the group was on the move, up Route 30 toward the Parkway, stopping at intersections to lead chants. Police followed the march, keeping an eye on the protesters. Eventually, they walked up onto the Parkway East and blocked all traffic. And we're back live here, standing in the middle of the Parkway. We've changed our vantage point a little bit. We're right next to the median here, and you can see traffic back that way, not moving at all, unable to move as this protest continues. There was a moment this evening here on the Parkway when they released balloons in honor of Antwon, and all evening long they've been chanting Antwon's name. But they had a series of white balloons. They also had a balloon, a 1 and a 7, because of course he was 17 years old. And they released that 17 into the sky here in the middle of the Parkway tonight. Now we're going to remain here just about minutes ago. A large portion of these demonstrators left. There was someone on a loudspeaker who urged them to leave and told them that, you know, we will fight another day. We want to have good relations and we want to move forward here. But then another person on a loudspeaker said, we don't have to go. We want to stay here. And that is why this group is here right now. You can see some of them are sitting down. The ladies over there are sitting down. There's one lady in a chair and they're standing right here in the middle of the Parkway. Really an incredible scene. 11 o'clock on a Thursday night, one of the busiest roads in the city of Pittsburgh shut down by these protesters. And one lady on a megaphone here said, you know, we made history tonight, and they certainly did do that. Now, we will remain here and bring you another live report coming up very soon, and we'll also let you know if there are any new developments. We will break in as soon as anything new happens. For now, we will send it back to you in the studio. David Highfield reporting live from the middle of the Parkway East.